few years ago, we were robbed while we were at home, and I can tell you it was a bloody frightening experience. We were sitting there watching the television when my wife said, "Hear that?" To which the answer was always no. But then it happened again 5 minutes later, so I went to investigate. I got to the back door, and there at waist level was a pair of black leather-gloved hands pulling at the door, whilst at the top there was a crowbar being yanked violently back and forth. My first thought was, unless you're holding that crowbar in your teeth, there are more than one of you, and I didn't really fancy my chances. Still, I grabbed the door handle and held on for dear life, shouting "F off!" as loud as I could. But it didn't deter them. Perhaps I just didn't sound scary enough. With hindsight, I wish I'd had the balls to stand there and do my Liam Neeson impersonation from the film Taken.
I don't know who you are, and I don't know what you want. If you're looking for money, I can tell you I don't have any. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you leave now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't...
Yeah, well, we can all dream. Sadly, I didn't have the balls, and as the door started to give way, I legged it to the other end of the house. The raiders got in, grabbed the keys to my wife's car, and drove off into the night. Anyway, as you can imagine, I then looked at pretty much every security option under the sun. Rising bollards in the drive, an indelible ink bomb that goes off if the door's forced, 15,000 volt door handles, a permanently manned sentry box, and a set of distress flares that go off above the house, spelling out the words "Bugger off!" I also thought about adding some indoor security cameras, but I wasn't really convinced they'd be much of a deterrent. After all, which halfway competent robber goes anywhere these days without a balaclava? And how useful would it be to have a film of a balaclava-clad crim running off with my car keys? I prefer the idea of prevention, so we install the sort of security measures that mean the next time a crook cases the joint, they calculate they won't have enough time to get in, find the keys, and then get away before they get rumbled and help arrives. We started by upgrading all of the locks in the house and installing an alarm with a panic button. And because we live in a village, we added security lighting, which is also triggered by the alarm. Now, as it happens, we already had a couple of security cameras in the house, which we use for surveillance, because one of my children has epilepsy. That means we have to keep an eye on her pretty much 24 hours a day. For that, we've used security cameras from Avtech, from Nest, like this one, and from a company called Ubiquiti. But then, a couple of weeks ago, I was contacted by a company called Imou, which asked if I'd like to review its camera called the Ranger IQ. Why not? And here it is. Now, I must say, I wasn't expecting to be particularly wowed by a security camera. After all, there are so many of them on the market these days. But this thing has a very impressive set of features for the money. And here is one I unboxed earlier. Now, firstly, most consumer security cameras these days have gone on Wi-Fi. Many of them are also designed to work by sending the video feed out of your house and off to a server somewhere, from where it can be rebroadcast to your mobile phone, wherever that happens to be. The drawback is that as it's transmitted over the internet, the quality of the picture degrades. Still, it's usually good enough to see that there's a hoodie making off with your TV, and that's good enough. For a monthly fee, the footage can also be stored on the server, so you can come back and review the footage of your hoodie in your own time. Now, that's all well and good if you've got a strong internet connection and you're only looking at the video occasionally. But if you've got patchy Wi-Fi or a slow internet connection, or you're using the camera as a child monitor and want a really clear picture without hogging bandwidth, then what you really need is to be able to wire the camera into your home network. With the Ranger IQ, you have the choice. You can set it up in minutes to work on Wi-Fi with the app that comes with it. Or you can connect it to the Ethernet port on the back of the unit and then wire it to a network video recorder like Synology's surveillance station. Either way, it's a doddle to set up. The next thing is the camera's field of view. All of the cameras we've had in the past were fixed and never quite covered the whole room. This one has a pan and tilt feature that you control with your mobile phone so it can scan the whole room. Now, most cameras these days offer two-way talk, meaning you can talk into your mobile phone and your voice will be broadcast from the camera. That can be useful if you're using the camera as a baby or child monitor, but the problem is that most camera speakers are so bad that your voice is pretty much unintelligible. Now, I'm not saying that the Ranger IQ is going to win any What Hi-Fi awards, but the sound quality was certainly better than any other camera I've used so far. I also found the picture quality on the Imou when used on my local network was also better than any of the other cameras we've used, especially in low light where it really excels. The detail is so good I can see the movement of my child breathing when she's asleep. What else? Well, it's got a privacy button on the app to obscure the camera when it's not in use. It's also got a memory card slot on the back so you can record footage on the camera itself. It can also detect and follow human movement and send you an alert. And it can also send you an alert of any abnormal noise. All in all, the question isn't so much what it can do, but what can't it do? It really is terrific value for £85. Now, I can see how useful it is that these things send an alert of movement, especially if you work close to home and are in a position to do something about it. But I still think an outdoor camera is probably more of a deterrent than an indoor one. So I was really pleased to hear that Imou is planning an outdoor model later this year, and I will definitely be buying one of those. Meantime, the Ranger IQ is proving itself to be the best child monitor we've ever had. For more reviews of useful gadgets, do subscribe on YouTube, Instagram or Twitter, and if you know anyone who's been burgled, you might like to share this video with them. Otherwise, till the next time, I've been Liam Neeson. Bye-bye.